Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. I am home from a work trip, in between work trips actually. So I'm gonna try to bust this out for you. But today we're gonna talk about the MAFEX Sensational Spider-Man, Ben Reilly. Listen here. I love the MAFEX Spider-Man. So you know I'm gonna love my favorite clone, Ben Reilly. Shout out to my best friend Shamel, who I call my clone. He looks like me. Love you, bro. This is for you because we both love the Clone Saga back in the day. It's one of the things that got us on the paths that we came down now. So it's really cool to have a MAFEX Ben Reilly. I love the Marvel Legends one. I hope to really do score the new one too as well. But in the meantime, I have this really cool MAFEX one to hold me down in the meantime. So let's get started. I want to start by saying that this, not only does it look really good, it functions really good. And the blues on this are just immaculate. Like I really do enjoy the paint apps. For a long time, I did complain about QC issues and paint app issues with my Spider-Man, but I am definitely very, very happy with this one. Super duper happy with how he came out. And it's one of those things where I don't even know how to contain it or say it or even begin to I just don't know where I stand with it because it's so good. And the complaints that I have aren't really complaints, but they are things that I've noticed. For instance, the plastic on this guy actually does feel very different than it does by the time we have this guy. Our plastic, just the plastic quality, the look of it, look how far we've come, like the look of it. And it's not to say that this Spider-Man even begins to look bad. It doesn't. But the plastic quality, like the look on the paint apps, are just so much better on Ben that I'm hoping now we get a 2.0 of that one. So let's talk about our look and articulation. Here we have our big eyes with our webbing, right? Our articulation, we can look up, we can look down, we can do the tilt side to side. We're going to be able to pop our neck out or pop our head off when we're swapping out our head neck pegs, right? Our arms can hit a T-pose with no problem. We have that butterfly joint. Now here, I won't lie to you, mine's is very, very tight. I need to get some shock oil in there. Very scared to move it otherwise. But I do plan to work that out with some shock oil, right? We can push it in, move it outward like we did with Peter B. Parker on Into the Spider-Verse. We have bicep swivel. We are double jointed. As you can see, we get that really good V there, right? Look, touching our heads. We have standard peg rotation. Can rotate all the way around and downtown. Again, mine is pretty stiff, but it's nothing I can't fix with either shock oil or giving it a hot bath. Our torso is going to be what's up because, as you can see, that torso blend is really nice in my opinion. But when we're moving it, as you can see, that tilt side to side is just so good. We have a nice forward ab crunch, and it's not going to be like crazy good, but with the solution, that undertuck right here and that second ab crunch allows you to tilt really far forward. That means when you're doing really cool spider poses, you'll be able to get them like that. Same thing with going backwards. As you can see here, even if we kept our legs straight, tilt our head back, we actually get a nice, very good gymnastics-like pose. This is really solid, right? Now, we do get the drop-down peg method. Just like the previous Spider-Man, our biggest issue here is that because of our new plastic, right? This is going to seem like a hard plastic, like we did with upgrade suit Peter Parker from the MCU, right? So we have our thigh swivel, which accompanies that. And like I said, it's going to seem like it's hard plastic, but look, I'm pressing up against that. I'm pressing up against that. That means the plastic can still mold itself. You can heat it up and rewarp it if you want, but you can't say you didn't get that articulation there because it is totally possible getting it there with no problem. I'm going to actually make my legs super loose doing that because I'm putting so much pressure on it. But there's nothing I can add some clear nail polish and fix later. So as you can see here, we busting the splits. Wind up on me, gal. But I just love how this guy came out. It's just so good. Like, look, right? Let's say we had our top web shooters. We're going to shoot down. We can do that with this, but that's not the case. That's not how Ben works. So you do outward whips, right? I'm going to rotate his peg joint back down. Like I said, mine is pretty stiff, but that's a good thing because that means it will be able to hold created webbing that I have on. But yeah, we have that super generous ankle pivot. We have toe curls, right? Look at that. Look how we're able to move it around. And obviously we can move our feet off if we want to put those magnet feet on. We'll get to that later. But look at this, right? we're going to imagine he has a web shooter hand because we'll get to that later. But look, even if you want to rotate that up. So it's not like you can't get super articulation. It's very much possible with this guy. There shouldn't be too many complaints with it. But it may not work for everybody. Everybody's looking for something different in an action figure. Hopefully, this will cover enough for you to want it or keep your pre-order. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a second. We're going to get Ben to move backwards. And we're going to jump into our accessories. So let's get to that. See you guys in a second. All right, guys, now we're going to talk about accessories. This is where it gets fun. Well, actually, the whole review is fun because this one I'm in love with. But here we are with an alternative head. This is going to be your more squinty-eyed versus your, you can see the solid eye from here, right? It's just a tad bit smaller with some darker lines, deeper blacker lines, right? Then we're going to get our alternate sculpt for our unmasked Ben head, which is the Peter Parker head, but blonde. And I really like how this came out because it looks exactly like him with blonde hair. Like I said, you'll also get that extra neck, so you can pop that peg in. Or if you want to do any swapping or do any cool stuff, you have those options. You'll also get a unmasked head to accompany that. A masked, folded up mask to hold in the hand. So you'll get that. You'll get your standard weapon. I don't know. This is just your standard weapon. You'll get 2 short shooters, short whip whippers, right? And these are your staple stuff, right? You'll get 2 long ones. Oh, actually, you'll get a medium one. Nope, that's the web line. See? It's better I go over it anyway. Here you are with 2 long web shooting. And then you will get 2 more web lines. These are good for when you want to do the super drop kick. I love that one. That I do love, straight up, right? And then now we have our other foot accessory for our magnetized ones. And I can't tell you, I love that they're doing this now. Makes it so much easier for reviewing. So you'll get magnetized versions of the feet as well as hands. Next up, you'll get some open action palm hands. These are not your wall crawling hands yet. Oh, actually, no. These ones will be your wall crawling hand for Ben. Because here you'll have your mask holding hands. You'll see this one right here will have that dot indentation for it. So that way it will line up with a part of the mask. If I can find it. There we go. Line up with under the mask. You can see that he will be able to hold it. There we go. You have an open, relaxed palm. You'll have some solid action hand holding stuff. These are a little bit more solid like this, forming that formation. You get your thwip thwippers. Always solid with the thwip thwippers. And then you have web line holding hands. The only thing I'm not enjoying is that they've started to glue the web line holding hands. I like it better when they were open, so I can put the third-party made webs. I won't even call them third-party made webs. I'm going to call them webbing from other people. I don't like calling it third-party. Webbing from other people. So I'm going to cut along these and open them up a little bit. I like them better when they're more open. But yeah, you don't get those super cool web crawling hands because most of the time Ben seen in his costume was more of these hands. But I really would have loved the more solid ones. That would have been dope. Honestly, I love this blue on him. But let me tell you something. If I can get the blue-black coloring, like the Mark Bagley era, where it was the blue-black shading, magnifique, I would love that. Because this Ben is a lot of fun. It's very simple, it's very cool. And if you love the McFarlane / Eric Larson / Mark Bagley Spider-Man, J. Scott Campbell Spider-Man, whatever you want to call it at this point, you will absolutely adore this one. You can put the effort and love into it, and I promise you, you'll have a good time, for real. Now, we're going to jump into the size comparisons. See you guys in a sec. All right, guys, time for the size comparison. And earlier you saw him next to his brother, Peter, his clone template, his brother from another, MAFEX Peter Parker. And as you can see, there's some slight differences in these guys, but height-wise, they remain the same. Necks also, I noticed, are slightly a bit different in terms of height. Even at posture, I've posed them a little differently, but it's pretty much all the same. But as you can see, the colors, the waist area, it's a little bit wider. But yeah, otherwise, man, really enjoying this. But I don't even care that they're different because I love Spider-Man. I love him so much. There goes my excitement showing. I've been letting that out a little bit too much on videos. Here we are with the 6-inch Marvel Legends one. It's really cool to see these guys like together. As you can see, he uses the darker blues while he uses the more lighter blues. But I'm hoping we can get these blue blacks onto this guy, and I'd be here for that. But let's move this away. Oh, let's compare to a hobgoblin. I gotta find my green goblin so I can do some cool pictures with that. But in the meantime, I have this nice hobgoblin here with this Soft Goods by CJ, which is dope. And as you can see, it looks really good next to hobgoblin. Here we are next to the Aaron Davis Iron Spider. Right? Be spidered up. Let's move these guys away. Next up, we'll compare to a G.I. Joe Flint and an Articulated Icons Ninja. You know what? It's been a while since I've done Spider-Man versus Ninjas. That'll be fun. You know what? Even throwing in my main man, Cougar. We'll put him in there as well, so we can get some Cougar love. As you can see, Spider-Man actually stands at a really good height with Cougar. You're leaning just a little bit. He stands at a really good height with just about everybody. He's a little bit bigger than Camarada Cougar, but he stands well with other domestics, which is really dope. Next up, we have the MAFEX Venom. And we have MAFEX Carnage. Now, if you want to take this Carnage head and pop it on the Ben Reilly body, here's the thing about that, right? The Ben Reilly body and the neck peg are not compatible. It can sit on top of it, but it will not pop in properly. So keep that in mind. And in case you want to use Movie Venom, here is Movie Venom with MAFEX Ben. I don't know why our feet are doing that today. It's been a minute. Here we are. Looking really good. So you can use that Monster Venom there. Kind of tag team up with Ben, see what's going down in the town. Here we are up against a Gomez body. And we have a 796 head sculpt on there and a Strupp family hoodie. So you can see how it kind of stacks up. But yeah, I'm loving this Ben. But that's also because I'm a Spider-Man fan. If this is not your forte or the thing you want to jump into, that's totally fine. Thank you for watching anyway. I do appreciate it. But if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this Spider-Man, go out and go get yourself one. I hope you can find one. I hope you pre-ordered it. And if not, I hope you do find one. But please, like this video. Leave a nice comment. I hope you had a good day. I hope that you had a glass of water. I hope that, you know, whatever it is that was ailing you after you watched this video, I hope you feel better. But as always, and most of all, please, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.